Seconds. 5 seconds.
It's July. It was 80-plus degrees outside, but we've got Sharks hockey tonight. Our collective appetite for the world's fastest game, well, it'll be satisfied at least for one day with a 3-on-3 tournament featuring some of the organization's biggest prospects. With that, we welcome you inside Sharks Ice at San Jose. I'm Nick Nolenberger. So happy to have you aboard for this special presentation of Sharks hockey on the Sharks Audio Network and all throughout the Sharks team digital platforms. Development camp got underway on Monday. It will conclude tomorrow, but certainly the highlight of this week-long affair will be tonight's 3-on-3 tournament, which will feature 4 different teams, a round-robin, 8-minute-long games, 3-on-3 as we mentioned, with the top 2 teams playing one another for the championship. Let's dive into the details, though. Again, 4 clubs named after the starting goaltenders. We'll go over the names in just a moment. We'll play 6 separate 3-on-3 games, with each team playing one another one time. The top 2 teams will move on for the championship. The length of the game's 8 minutes long. Again, each team will play 3 games. If they're able to make it to the championship, they will play the other team in that top 2. You earn points by a regulation win. That is 3 points. If you win in a shootout, that equals 2 points. If you lose in a shootout, you get 1 point. Penalties equal a penalty shot, so no one will be serving penalties in the penalty box. If we have a tie after 8 minutes, we'll have a 3-man shootout. And if we have any tiebreakers, we'll have total goals for. That'll be the number 1 tiebreaker. Goals for and goals against will be the number 2 tiebreaker. Team's new general Greer had some work to do almost immediately. For NHL draft was last week in Montreal. He made some changes since that. Yesterday with NHL, just for the Sharks have added 10 veteran players to the fold via trade or free agent signings. Plus, they drafted 9 players in the 2022 NHL entry draft in Montreal. They've drafted 9 players in each of the last 3 drafts. They split it in the middle. And tonight should be a lot of fun. Again, 4 clubs. Each team will show one part of a rock in the team. in the championship. We'll play 4-minute break. The time after 4 games are completed. We will cut the ice, get a sheet, and finish the game before the championship. Half the players dating for tonight's action. Let's go over the team names, as we mentioned, named after the starting goaltenders, with the first matchup pinning Team Amon versus Team Man, and the second matchup will be Team Beaupit versus Team Goudreau. So Goudreau, a draft pick of the Sharks last year at the goaltending spot. Beaupit, a draft pick of the Sharks this year at the goaltending spot. Man acquired as a free agent signee, played last year over in Sweden, did Strauss Mann. And then the other goaltender, Zachary Amon, a draft pick of the Sharks back in 2017. We've got a couple other goaltenders in camp as well, and we will go over them in addition to the goaltenders in which the teams are named after. Let's go over the schedule quickly. Our first game will again be Team Amon versus Team Man. For Team Amon, it features 5 forwards: Thomas Bordeleau, Scott Reedy, Ethan Cardwell, Reese Lawback. Going to want to remember that name. He's a local product, the first San Jose Junior Shark alum to be drafted by the organization, taken in the 7th round a week ago in Montreal. And then Tim Spitzeroff, a draft pick from a season ago. The defensive combination, Artemi Knyazev, Santeri Hatakka, and Montana Onyebuchi. That rounds out Team Amon. The goaltenders, Owen Millward and Zachary Amon. Millward, another local guy. He's from Davis, California. Played last year in Janesville in the North American Hockey League and is expected to go on to the USHL. He is one of a handful of camp invitees here this week. The other team, Team Man. Strauss Mann, the only goaltender on the roster. We mentioned him. Played at Michigan, went overseas to the SHL last year, and then was signed by the Sharks this past spring. The forward group for Team Man: Philip Beestead, top pick by the Sharks, 7th overall. Player. So on the combination in defensive options for Team Man: Ryan Merkling and Jake Furlong. Artem Guryev, the additional defenseman as well, and that rounds out Team Man. Let's go over Team Beaupit. The two goaltenders, Mason Beaupit and Aiden Spooner. The forwards, Cameron Lund, Alex Young, Tristan Robbins, Mitchell Russell, Brandon Coe. And the defense, Michael Fisher, Eli Barnett, and Sam Mayer. For Team Goudreau, Ben Goudreau, the only goaltender on that roster. The forwards, Joey Mulladowney, Adam Raska, William Eklund, top pick of the Sharks last year, Daniil Gushchin. And the defensive combination, Matthias Haviland, Yevgeny Koshnikov, and Nolan Joyce, a tryout player. So the pucks are being collected here as warm-ups have just concluded. The first game will run 8 minutes long, and it will again pin Team Amon versus Team Man. John McCarthy, recently named the new head coach of the San Jose Barracuda. He will be on the home bench, coaching up that group, and Mike Ricci will be on the right side, coaching up the visiting bench. So we're about to get this tournament, if you will, underway in just a moment. We're live from the North Rink at Sharks Ice at San Jose. Of course, this is the official practice facility of the Sharks, but the future home of the San Jose Barracudas. They're building a brand new 4,200-seat arena, Texie Arena, within this building as part of a 250,000 square foot expansion. Last week, the Sharks lost one of its integral members of its organization. A former player and a longtime scout, Brian Marchment, suddenly passed away while in Montreal with the scouting staff. If you heard the way the hockey world reacted to his passing, you'd know the type of guy he was. Highly feared as a player, hard-nosed, but as kind as they come and as loving as they come away from the ice. The winner of tonight's 3-on-3 tournament will be awarded the Brian Marchment Trophy to celebrate Brian's legacy, a legacy that will not be forgotten anytime soon. We'll have our Star Spangled Banner here in just a moment, and then puck drop between Team Aimont and Team Man. That's all coming up in just a moment. We'll step aside. This is a special presentation of San Jose Sharks hockey.
Phones, laptops, and tablets aren't just devices. They're the keys to connecting to your health. At Kaiser Permanente, you can connect faster with video visits and our easy-to-use app. Track your health with access to most lab results and health records. You can even make appointments, email doctors, and fill most prescriptions. Kaiser Permanente. Tomorrow's healthcare today. Learn more at kp.org/thrive.
Appointments as available and appropriate. Features available from Kaiser Permanente facilities.
Future NHL stars are made in San Jose with the Barracuda.
Back up, BL, one-timer, score!
AHL affiliate of the San Jose Sharks. And you can be part of every moment of this 2022-23 season.
Jeff BL has his first of the season. It comes on the power play. And the Barracuda have their first lead of the hockey game.
Season tickets are on sale now. To see this family-friendly experience, just visit sjbarracuda.com/pricing.
Shoots and scores!
The Hilton San Jose is the preferred hotel of the San Jose Sharks and SAP Center in San Jose. Experience something new. Close to home or from across the world, the Hilton San Jose is there for you with memorable offers and experiences. Enjoy the brand new guest rooms with luxurious Waldorf Astoria beds and upgraded amenities. We're committed to creating a safe and relaxing experience, including delivering an even cleaner stay from check-in to check-out. Visit sanjose.hilton.com now to make your reservation. We are Hilton. We are hospitality.
Phones, laptops, and tablets aren't just devices. They're the keys to connecting to your health. At Kaiser Permanente, you can connect faster with video visits and our easy-to-use app. Track your health with access to most lab results and health records. You can even make appointments, email doctors, and fill most prescriptions. Kaiser Permanente. Tomorrow's healthcare today. Learn more at kp.org/thrive.
Appointments as available and appropriate. Features available from Kaiser Permanente facilities.
We welcome you back inside Sharks Ice. It'll be Team Aimont moving from left to right to start wearing the teal sweaters. And it'll be Team Man moving from right to left donning the white sweaters. Let's go over the three starters for Team Aimont. Ethan Cardwell played in the Ontario Hockey League last year with the Barrie Colts, a draft pick of the Sharks in 2021. He'll start up front with Thomas Bordeleau centering the first group. And Artemi Knyazev, a former second rounder of the Sharks, playing on the back end as a lone defender. Jasper Weatherby became a household name last year, scored in his NHL debut. The Oregonian will take the center ice faceoff draw. He wins it and wins it back to Ryan Merkley. Ozzy Weisblatt on the ice as well, the Sharks' first rounder from a couple of years ago. So Weatherby with the puck, jams it ahead, gave it away to Bordeleau just inside the offensive blue, and in the slot, works to the backhand, tried to center against the grain. It's down into the skates of Weatherby and recollected by Team Man. So Ryan Merkley, number one pick of the Sharks in 2017. Big year coming up for Merkley. Split time between the Sharks up in the NHL and the American League last year with the Barracuda. Ozzy Weisblatt expected to turn pro this upcoming year. Weisblatt will take it to center, bring it back into the O-zone. Pulls up, drops his man. Knyazev skates it into the O-zone. Leaves it on the point. Quick shot by Biestet as he jumps into the play. And he put it off the end wall. And it's pounced on by Zachary Aimont. And we'll get a whistle here. We are 50 seconds through this 8-minute 3-on-3 game to start. So an offensive zone face-off draw for Team Man. Philip Biestet taken by the Sharks, 27th overall last week in Montreal. They, of course, traded back. They had the 11th overall pick, traded with Arizona. Now we've got a breakaway. Spitzerov carries it in all alone, and a glove save by Man, and he holds on. And we'll get a whistle, 1:02 into this first game. So a first shot of the game comes via a breakaway for Timothy Spitzerov. Plays his college hockey at Vermont. And what a great chance. He was sprung free by Scott Reedy. And Reedy was able to get Spitzerov off to the races. And Man able to come up with a glove save. Montana Onyebuchi last year, he led all rookies in penalty minutes and fighting majors. Just signed an AHL deal, staying in San Jose for another year. Played in the WHL. Beestead with it now for Team Man. He'll guide it rink wide. And Onyebuchi will head off as well as Reedy. Those two were teammates last year with the Barracuda. So Team Man with it. Weatherby carries speed through neutral into the offensive zone. Takes it wide, has a step. Tried to center in front. And it's blocked down and guided back up the left wing side. Here comes Team Amon back up ice. An errant pass there from Reese Lawback, the San Jose, California native. Lawback with it, gives it off Bordeleau. Wade shoots, and it's thwarted aside there by the blocker of Strauss-Mann, who's already come up with a couple of good saves. Bordeleau and Mann were teammates at the University of Michigan and also teammates this past summer at the World Championships with Team USA. Those two very familiar with one another. Furlong will guide it right wing side. Team Man through center. Gallant into the offensive zone. His shot blocked. Knyazov. All right, Temi Knyazov will shovel it along right wing side for Ethan Cardwell. Cardwell into the offensive zone. His shot just off the bottom of the blocker of Strauss-Mann. Rims around the wall. Weisblatt will collect. 0-0 score here, and we're just past 2.5 minutes gone in game one of this 3-on-3 tournament. Merkley tried to go far side for Weisblatt. Weisblatt fending off the harassment there of Scott Reedy. Reedy last year started with the Barracuda, a fabulous start to his season, the most consistent forward by a long shot, and then got his first real consistent taste of the NHL towards the second half of the season. And ended up finishing with the Sharks with 7 goals in his rookie campaign. Outlet feed for Reedy. He'll collect to the offensive zone, trying to get away from Beestead. Gives it along, Spitzer, and it's sticked aside into the corner and recollected by Team Man. Under 5 minutes to go now in this first game, 8-minute game, 3-on-3 tournament year. Beestead into the offensive zone, has a step, save made, and the second chance went off the post, and then it was whacked out of midair by TJ Hughes, just wide. Good look there for Philip Beestead, showing off his rangy skating ability. Sharks' #1 draft pick, has a great frame and a really good skater for that size as well. Made him an intriguing player where they got him at the bottom half of the first round. Weisblatt off the end wall. Hatika gets under him. Amon will continue play and swipe it near side for Spitzer. Spitzer has Weatherby trailing him below the goal line. As we're under 4 minutes to go in this first game, Hatika down the right wing side, pulls up on Gallant, springs the left side for Bordeleau, tried to center. He got around man and then threw it through the blue paint, but no one home. It's tough when you're playing a 3-on-3 type of situation. There's lots of ice, but less opportunities and I guess options as far as gave it along for Cardwell. Cardwell skated up towards the blue line. Now Knyazov down the right wing. Quick shot, and that's sticked aside by Mann, who's already made 3 or 4 really good saves here in game #1. Bordeleau re-enters the offensive zone. Snakes through the slot. Between Team Amon and Team Man. So Ozzy Weisblatt with the puck. Played his junior hockey with Prince Albert in the WHL. Here comes Furlong down the left wing side. Tried to thread the needle far side. And it was outside of the reach of TJ Hughes, the intended target. Hughes wearing 95, gives it along for Beestead. Enters the offensive zone. Shot blocker saved by Zachary Amon. 2:30 remaining in game #1. Onyebuchi will collect off the end wall. Still a 0-0 score in our first game of round robin play. Drop pass for Spitzer from Reedy, and it just slid under the stick of Spitzer, who will start back up. He'll carry it through center with speed, takes it wide, drops for Reedy, pulls it in. His shot tipped over the mark. Weatherby got his stick in the shooting lane. Spitzer collects, sheds Weatherby, skates it along the end line, tried to center. It was intended for the pinching Onyebuchi. And now Spitzer had it, and then it's taken back and controlled by Team Man. Here's Weatherby, his shot blocked, rebound, scores. Jasper Weatherby cleans up his own loose puck and guides it in on the backhand, and we've got our first goal, and it comes with a $1:41 remaining here at game number 1. Season, he had a goal and an assist in his NHL debut. That was on October 16th. And a win against the Winnipeg Jets. He finished his season with 11 points, 5 goals, 6 helpers, and 50 games with the Sharks. He also played in 25 games with the Barracuda, scoring 15 points, 5 of those goals. And he's got a goal here as Bordelow's trying to answer back, works his way right up the middle of the ice, and that again is turned aside by Manu, who has been letter perfect and very sharp in the early going. Hatika down the left side. Amon's going to leave, so it's a 4-on-3. Reedy will step onto the ice. Ryan Merkley will carry it over the center line, and his empty net bid, he scores. So a 2-0 lead for Team Man. So the guys that you would expect to provide the offense doing so far in the early going here, as Weatherby opens up the scoring, and then Ryan Merkley cashes in with an empty netter. So back underway, 2-0 lead for Team Man. Down to a minute remaining here in game number 1. Gurdjieff will play it along for TJ Hughes. Hughes for Team Man, wearing 95 in white. Being harassed there by Knyazev, who intercepts. And we're going to get a penalty here, so we'll get our first penalty shot of this tournament. So Team Man, they're going to get a penalty shot, and let's see who Mike Ricci elects as the shooter. TJ Hughes will get the opportunity. He's the one, I believe, who drew the penalty. So Hughes, a right-handed shot, will carry it in on Amon, and he put it off the outside of that left post and wide, so the game remains at a 2-0 lead. 49.4 seconds remaining now in our first of 6 round-robin games before we have our championship matchup. Jasper Weatherby opening up the scoring. And then Ryan Merkley adding onto it with an empty netter. Team Amon wins the defensive zone's draw. Knyazev will carry it through center. There goes Amon. Cardwell will step on. Bordelot top left circle. His shot blocked. Cardwell off the bench is able to thread it over to Reedy. Could not handle the pass. Now it's controlled by Weatherby for Team Man in the corner. We're down to 26 seconds remaining in game number 1 as Knyazev fakes the shot down to the end line. Bordelot tried to go back post for Cardwell. Ripped into the air. Collected Cardwell. Back to the point. Knyazev tipped in on net by Bordelot and covered up by Strauss-Mann. So a couple of notes already in this first game. Bordelot has showed off his high-end skill a couple of different times, but his former teammate Strauss-Mann has come up with a couple of large saves, including one early in this 8-minute contest on Timothy Spitzeroff on a breakaway. Made a couple other good ones as well, as there's a shot Knyazev off the one faceoff draw for Team Amon. And they're running out of time, down 2-0. And a wrister from the high slot, Knyazev. And it will head off that end wall. We'll get a whistle here. And Team Man takes a 2-0 victory in game number 1 here in our round robin 4-team tournament. And then we'll choose a winner off the championship game. We'll step aside. When we come back, we're going to have a special guest. Sharks president Jonathan Becker will join us here in the broadcast booth. This is a special presentation of Sharks Hockey, the 2022 Sharks Development Camp.
Future NHL stars are made in San Jose with the Barracuda.
Back off BL, one-timer, score!
AHL affiliate of the San Jose Sharks. And you can be part of every moment of this 2022-23 season.
Jeff Viel has his first of the season. It comes on the power play. And the Barracuda have their first lead of the hockey game.
Season tickets are on sale now. To see this family-friendly experience, just visit sjbarracuda.com/pricing.
Shoots and scores!
The Hilton San Jose is the preferred hotel of the San Jose Sharks and SAP Center in San Jose. Experience something new. Close to home or from across the world, the Hilton
You don't have to worry about getting your records sent from place to place because our electronic medical records seamlessly connect all of your doctors, nurses, and specialists. It's so easy, you might do your happy dance. Kaiser Permanente, tomorrow's healthcare today. Learn more at kp.org/thrive.
We welcome you back inside Sharks Ice at San Jose. Game number 2 will match up Team Beaupit versus Team Goodrow. As we are joined by the president of the San Jose Sharks, Jonathan Becker. William Eklund, the Sharks' top draft pick from a season ago. He had to go back to Sweden after 9 games in the National Hockey League, but he's ready to cut his teeth in North America this upcoming year. Spoke to him this afternoon, said he has felt like he's had a really good offseason skating with a good group back home in Sweden. Gushtin with the puck, another player to keep an eye out for. Played a little bit with the Barracuda at the end of his Ontario Hockey League season last year. High-end forward. Gushtin with a 75 in white. And it's going to be stripped away. And here comes Russell down that left wing side for Team Goodrow. Russell takes it in, actually, Team Beaupit. And it's turned aside by Ben Goodrow. Picked back up by Team Beaupit. In on net. Secondary shot is blocked, picked up by Team Beaupit. As we're just about a minute and 15 seconds through game number 2 here. And a 0-0 score. Had a lot of people, JB, talked to me before this, and they thought these were going to be really high scoring. I was thinking in the back of my head maybe the opposite, just because you see in overtime, of course, it opens things up, but these guys haven't played games in quite some time.
A couple of shifts these kids have done with each other's also. They're still learning some of the positioning and the placing. You'll see a lot of individual skill happen, but not a lot of set plays just yet.
Absolutely. I know a lot of the guys were excited, especially the draftees who just were selected. And this is such a great little thing that has become a norm in the NHL. You get drafted, then immediately you go to the city in which you were selected. You put on the jersey, you skate with maybe some of your future teammates, as there's an angle shot off the outside of the cage there. 0-0 score here, and we're just past 2 minutes gone in game number 2. It's Team Beaupit versus Team Goodrow. And again, the names of the clubs after their starting goaltenders as Ben Goodrow makes a stop. We're joined by Jonathan Becker, the president of the San Jose Sharks. We'll have a quick break here, and we'll go into it a little bit deeper as we get another break. But a long, arduous process. You and Joe Will and the ownership group and everybody involved, but you do have a man in terms of a general manager, and it's been really fun to see what Mike Greer has already done in about a week and a half. It's been incredible. But just fill us in a little bit that went into this process, because it wasn't easy, right? You interviewed a lot of people. You went through a lot of interviews, long interviews, but just kind of fill us in on the process and how you landed on Mike Greer.
Yeah, I think I've said to a couple of people before, it was an exhaustive and maybe at times exhausting process as well. We started with a long list of 50 to 60, quickly narrowed it down to 20, 24, then had detailed multiple conversations with a dozen people. And a few of those stand out. Clearly Mike is the eventual winner as well. But not just hockey smarts what we were looking for. We're looking for leadership, culture setting, the ability to set accountability as well, and a real vision how to get the team from where it's been to where we need it to go. And from day one, we said to Mike, make this your team. And I have to tell you, in less than a week, he certainly has, hasn't he?
Certainly has. He certainly has. I was counting up the players because there's been so many transactions as the puck goes up and out of play over the head of Ben Goodrow. So we'll get a whistle here with under 5 minutes to go in game number 2. I counted 10 transactions when it comes to professional players coming in on trades, signing as free agents. Plus, you had the 9 from the draft. That's 19 new players to the organization in about a week and a half.
And somehow you've memorized every one of their names already. Good job.
Luckily, they put me in an arena where I'm about 20 feet from the ice. I could read the last names off the jersey. As Tripson Robbins will guide it along, and it's carried into the offensive zone down that left wing side. by Fisher, and it's rolled in on Ben Gaudreau. We'll get a whistle here with 4:31 remaining in game number 2. It's Team Beaupit, Team Gaudreau. Still a 0-0 score. Fun to have hockey in July, right?
It's fantastic. And with so many new prospects around and plenty of guys with NHL experience, it's going to be harder to make the roster on opening night this year than it has been in a long series of time. And that's one of the things that Mike said early on, which is competition does everybody good, from the top of the lineup to the bottom. So it's going to be harder to get spots now than it ever has been before.
Yeah, and it's intriguing, it's exciting, and when you add an influx of young players, here's a chance for one of those players many Sharks fans are Hoper is in the mix this year is William Eklund as he carries it down the left wing side, 72 and white. Guides it up to the point, Gushtin. Gushtin waits, shoots, it's over the net, just over that right shoulder of Beaupit, and back up high to the point. It's controlled. Haviland, second rounder by the Sharks last week in Montreal. Now Gushtin back to Haviland, talking to Shin Larson. Runs the European scouting department of the Sharks. Really, really excited about Matthias Haviland and his potential down the line. A little bit undersized, maybe the reason why he slipped to the second round, but a player to certainly keep an eye out for in the future. Most likely he'll go back to Sweden, I would assume, but he does have an NHL lineage. His dad played in the NHL, and he's also got a twin brother who was in the draft as a goaltender. 3:30 remaining in this second period. Koshnikov from the point winds up and puts it wide. Now Adam Raska. Raska played a little bit up top with the Sharks last year, most of the season in the American Hockey League with the Barracuda. Certainly a fun player to watch, filled with energy.
Energy, is that what you call it?
Energy, yeah. Maybe erratic energy at times, but
no, a gritty, hard player to play against. Exciting to see.
Yeah, Mark Giordano with the at the time the Seattle Kraken was not a fan when Raska hit him on the end wall. Prompted the at one time Seattle captain, who's now in Toronto, to drop the gloves and fight the youngster. That's the energy he brings, and that's one of the reasons why the Sharks liked him, or they got him in the 7th round a couple of years ago. We're going to get a penalty here.
That's rare for this game.
It is just our second penalty of the tournament so far. 3-on-3 tournament, 8-minute games. We're down to 2:45 here in game number 2. And it looks like Cameron Lund is going to get an opportunity. Lund played last year in Green Bay in the USHL. Works in, shoots off the post and scores as he beats Ben Gaudreau under the catching mitt. Lund, I spoke to his former coach last week as we were recapping the draft. His former coach in Green Bay, and the thing he said about him, he is a pure goal scorer, and he just showed it off right there.
He did indeed.
Beautiful shot.
I see Eklund back on the ice. What fans may not have noticed just yet is Eklund was always strong from the waist down. He put on a lot of upper body strength over the offseason as well, and when he went back to Sweden. So it'll be interesting to see. He'll even be stronger on the puck.
Yeah, you can almost see it a little bit in his face too, and by no means in a negative way, but he doesn't quite have as much of a baby face as we saw a year ago. Gushtin down the left wing side. He's got Ko down the right flank. Gushtin shoots and scores. What a snipe there.
Yeah.
Daniil Gushtin. Another player to keep an eye out for, undersized. The Sharks loved him, though. In fact, they traded up for him a couple of years ago in the 3rd round. Scored at a prolific rate in the USHL. Last year, he tested his skills in the OHL, and he continued to dominate at that level as well. He should be with the Barracuda this year, but what a shot, short side.
For fans that are able to watch last year's prospect game, Gushkin had the highlight goal of the entire game.
He sure did, a viral goal at that, as he went a little razzle-dazzle between the legs. So back underway. We're tied at 1-1, so the goal by Cameron Lund is answered back by Daniil Gushtin. Game number 2 of our round-robin set. As Young will carry it down the right side. Couldn't get the shot off on Ben Gaudreau. And now William Eklund with the puck. And he'll guide it rink wide. Pull Downey into the ozone. He'll play his college hockey at Connecticut in a couple of years excuse me. Next year he'll be in Des Moines in the USHL. As Eklund with it. Back from Muldowney, a little bit undersized but highly skilled. Dominated the high school level. Back in the state of New York this past year. Koshnikov with it. He's stripped of the puck by Lund, who reaches out and gets it back to center. Lund's an interesting player. Played just 1 year in the USHL. Taken in the 2nd round, and you're looking for scoring for the Sharks down the line, and he's certainly a player you can put on that list. Mayer, little give and go. Left for London. He sailed it, kind of chopped it over the mark as it was up on its side. 1 minute to go as Raska skates down the wing. We're tied at 1-1. Lund back checking, able to drape his stick around Adam Raska. And it's back up towards the point for Gushchin. And we're going to get an offside here. And a whistle with 40.9 seconds remaining here in game number 2.
Have you told fans yet how many games we're having tonight?
We are having 6 games in the championship game. And, of course, it was announced just before the game. Pretty exciting news. There's something to play for.
There's an actual
the
real
team
piece of hardware.
Trophy just announced before the game. And
have you seen it yet?
I did see it.
It's a beaut.
It is a beaut. And a lot of people were trying to take pictures. It's so shiny. If you take a photo, you're basically taking a reflection of your face. But an awesome trophy, something that's going to have a little bit of lineage to it. And it'll be awarded year after year as part of this development camp week. Gushchin leaves it for Raska, tied at 1-1. 10 seconds remaining here. And we may end up going to a shootout. Cicek with it. Pulled it to the forehand and then could not get the shot off. As it's played back into the corner here, and that'll end game number 2. So we will get a shootout. Some more skills as we're joined by the president of the San Jose Sharks, Jonathan Becker.
You know, so fans that are listening to us on the stream and not here live in the arena, I see probably 500 or so people as well. This is the last year that we'll do this on this rink. Next year, of course, we'll be able to have this same tournament at Tech CU.
Absolutely. And I can't wait. I mean,
how many days till we open? Do you have that down?
Well, we have our grand opening next month as we're going to get an opportunity for Cam Lund, who scored the only goal earlier to get things started. Works to the forehand and puts it into an open 4x6. What a nifty move by Cameron Lund, who's making an impression early here. So Lund finds the back of the net. And now William Eklund will get an opportunity for Team Gaudreau. So Eklund will scoop it up at center. He'll snake to his right side. And now take it to the left. Left-handed shot to the backhand. Scores.
Nice move.
That was pretty. So Lund scores, then Eklund cashes in.
We could be in for a 10-rounder.
We could be in for a 10-rounder as Tristan Robbins will bring it in. Robbins shoots, and the save is made by Ben Gaudreau with a catching mitt.
It's going 5-hole.
He was going 5-hole. It looked like the puck maybe rolled up on him a little bit and then ended up airmailing into the catching mitt. So the bottom of the second, Gushchin will pick it up. He scored the only goal for Team Gaudreau to level the playing field. Backhand off the crossbar. And as Jonathan mentioned earlier, Gushchin became somewhat of a well-known name within the organization among fans just with that beautiful movie made last year. Here comes Brandon Coe. He slides it through the 5-hole of Ben Gaudreau. So we're going to need an answer back here as it's down to the bottom of the third, and Adam Raska will try to force it to a 4th round. Raska works his way in. Off the post and scores. So he manages to push it to a 4th round. And Raska, one for the Flair. So now, Team Bopit. And a chance for Young. Work to the forehand and cashes in. Beautiful move by Alex Young. Plays his college hockey at Colgate. And he beats Ben Gaudreau. So again, Team Gaudreau will need to answer back here in the bottom of the 5th. And it looks like Haviland will get the opportunity, and he scores.
Did I call this a 10-rounder early on?
You did call it a 10-rounder. I'm going to lose track of the innings here at this point. I think we're up to
this is 6.
The 6th. So we'll get an opportunity for Mitchell Russell. He was a teammate of Brandon Coe's last year with Brampton in the OHL. Works in, waits it out, and he scores. It looked like Russell may have lost it for a moment, but he stayed with it and got around Gaudreau and cashes in. So again, for the 3rd straight round, Team Gaudreau will need to answer back. Muldowney will get the nod here Right-handed shot, works in, shoots, and it's kicked aside by Bopit, and that'll do it. So Team Bopit wins it by a final score of 5-4 as we settle it in a shootout after a 1-1 tie. So Team Man coming up versus Team Goodrow. Before I do let you go, I want to talk a little bit about Tech CU Arena. Obviously, this is the new home of the Barracuda, and what a tremendous thing for the organization. And really, I just think about young players in this area, young kids trying to get into the sport, introducing themselves to the sport. To have a facility like this is just almost mind-boggling. I remember when this place was 2 rinks and it was called the Ice Center when I first started playing hockey way back when it was built in the early 90s. And now you look at this event, you've got a San Jose Junior Shark alum and Reese Lawback. You've got a facility that's growing to 6 rinks. It's going to be the largest of its kind this side of the Mississippi. In fact, I believe it's going to be the largest facility of its kind in North America.
It will indeed.
It's
under one contiguous roof.
It's going to be incredible, and it's going to be great for the Barracuda to be able to move into their own home. But talk a little bit about the undertaking of this entire deal. And
well, this is an arena 15 years in the making.
Yeah.
The first vision of building this, and then we worked with the city, built construction plans, et cetera. Everyone knows land's hard to acquire here in San Jose, even contiguous us as well. But the idea was not just for the home for the Barracuda, that's obviously what it is, but we want to actually have national governing body events here as well. We want to be able to have tournaments come in from all over the country. There will be times when actual fans can get ice time as well, although they won't be that frequent that often. And the best place to watch the hockey game, which I'm sure you've seen, Nick, is going to behind the opposing goal. There is a bar to be named where you can be at the ice level watching the game right behind the goalie's pipes. It's going to be fantastic.
Well, I've been asking to try to get the broadcast booth put into that area. I haven't got any email returned.
I don't think that's going to work. I'm sorry, sir.
Yes, we are looking forward to it. It's been a tremendous undertaking from so many people involved. But what a fabulous thing for this community and for this city and for the organization. But cannot wait. Look forward to seeing you in August when we open the thing up. Of course, we've got the Prospect Scrimmage in September, and then the Barracuda season in October.
Yeah, October 21 is opening night, I think, right?
October 21,
a week
I believe.
after the Sharks open, I believe.
Correct. We've got the rookie tournament starting September 16th of a handful of NHL clubs. So, Jonathan Becker, thank you for the time. Really do appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Fun stuff. Enjoy the rest of the festivities.
Thanks for having me on.
Appreciate that. Jonathan Becker, the president of the San Jose Sharks. We'll come back in just a moment. We'll be joined by Sharks goaltending coach Evgeny Dubakov, kind enough to give us a bit of his time. That's all coming up next. So far, Team Bopit picking up a 1-0 win on Team Goodrow. Team Amon falling to Team Man in our first 2 games. We'll come back in just a moment. This is a special presentation of San Jose Sharks hockey as part of the 2022 development camp on the Sharks Audio Network.
Future NHL stars are made in San Jose with the Barracuda.
Back up, BL, one-timer, score!
AHL affiliate of the San Jose Sharks. And you can be part of every moment of this 2022-23 season.
Jeff BL as his first of the season. It comes on the power play. And the Barracuda have their first lead of the hockey game.
Season tickets are on sale now. To see this family-friendly experience, just visit sjbarracuda.com/pricing.
Shoots and scores!
The Hilton San Jose is the preferred hotel of the San Jose Sharks and SAP Center in San Jose. Experience something new. Close to home or from across the world, the Hilton San Jose is there for you with memorable offers and experiences. Enjoy the brand new guest rooms with luxurious Waldorf Astoria beds and upgraded amenities. Experience, including delivering an even cleaner stay from check-in to check-out. Visit sanjose.hilton.com now to make your reservation. We are Hilton. We are hospitality.
You don't have to worry about getting your records sent from place to place because our electronic medical records seamlessly connect all of your doctors, nurses, and tomorrow's healthcare today. Learn more at kp.org/thrive.
Welcome you back inside Sharks Ice at San Jose. We've got 2 games in the books. Shootout victory most recently for Team Bopit over Team Goodrow, a final of 5-4. Game number 1 by a final score 2-0 over Team Amon. We are very pleased to be joined by Sharks legend and current goaltending coach Evgeny Nabokov. Nabby, what's going on? How's your summer treating you?
The summer has been good. Pretty busy, but happy to be back and watch some games.
Yeah, it's nice to just see hockey before our eyes. We've talked a lot of hockey, and obviously there's been a lot of conversation surrounding the Sharks with the GM search, and then going into the draft, and there's been some personnel changes and lots of different now player additions and subtractions, I guess, if you will, with the announcement of Brent Burns. But you've got a lot of goaltenders on your hands. But I want to talk about a couple specific ones. We'll go as recently as the draft last week. I thought maybe the organization wouldn't look to draft a goaltender, but they thought where they were able to get this young man, Bo Pitt, out of the Western Hockey League. Great size, first of all. That's the first thing you kind of notice about this young man. But they do. They select a goaltender. They add him into the mix. Did you get a chance at all to know anything about this young man, and maybe just fill us in on some of your interactions so far this week over the first couple of days working with him?
Well, we spent, it's our third day, and we spend about 2 to 3 hours on the ice with the goaltenders, and we do some goalie stuff with them, and then they go into the practices, and just trying to get to know each other and, see where the boys are. And, obviously they, Bo Pitt, he had a pretty busy schedule prior to draft, and then he had a kind of a time off a little bit right after that. So, but he's obviously have a size, and he moves pretty well for the big guy. But obviously, like any, young goaltender, it's going to take some time to really see where he's at, and but he have a pretty good potential. It's just a matter of start developing.
Yeah, just 18 years of age. Can't teach 6'5", though. He's got, as you mentioned, great size coming out of the Western Hockey. They get a younger team last year, so you look at his numbers, doesn't really tell the full story on where he's at. In fact, I had a chance to catch up with his head coach, and he said he was one of their biggest leaders on the team. He held him in a lot of games, and again, they just didn't have a ton of depth and firepower, and we'll see how things shake out in the WHL and in Spokane this upcoming year. Ben Gaudreau, another goaltender selected by the Sharks the year prior in the OHL with Sarnia, obviously didn't play when the Sharks drafted him as part of COVID, so they really had a small sample size. They saw him at the under-18s. He played really, really well. Another player to kind of keep an eye out for, and we'll go back most likely to junior. But tell us a little bit about Ben Gaudreau and your experience with him so far.
Yeah, well, Ben is, our goal with him in the second year, right, to try to get better. And, like everybody else, I think, the goal is, get stronger, a little bit faster, try to see how he reads the game. And I thought he had a pretty good playoffs. I know the numbers, could be a little bit deceiving, which is for the goalies in WHL, OHL. It's hard to have a good numbers because you may have a young team, you may have a young defenseman, but I think the important part for us, it's look at the fundamentals, it's look at the structure of the goaltender, and just trying to see that can he one day play in NHL. So,
well, I was going to ask, what are a couple of things you talk about? Forwards, defense, the first thing the organization really talks about is, can they skate, can they move, are they mobile? What's something that you look for as a former goaltender and as a goaltending coach is maybe a few intangibles that you could say, whoa, I see something I can mold here?
Yeah, well, fundamentals is huge, right? Your fundamentals starts with your stance, how you move, do you have a lot of holes? Then we go on into the compete level. I really like the goalies who compete and who doesn't give up. And it doesn't matter what you're losing or you're winning, you're playing, at the same kind of level. You don't have too many up and downs. Although, with the young guys, you will see this. It's going to happen. It's never going to be perfect. But at least if we see a glimpse of it, and it's more often than not, so we would like to, see this guy in our organization. And, all these guys right now, we're trying to build, right? We're trying to build the competition for our goaltenders, and obviously we want to feed our club with our young goaltenders.
I want to ask you about one more guy. He made a couple of really good saves in that first game. Strauss, man, a little bit older, really unique story. Played U.S. college hockey, then went overseas to Sweden, had a nice season. Sharks signed him to an NHL contract in the spring. What can you tell us about Strauss, man, who will most likely play next year in the American League?
Well, he's, these days a lot of people will say he's undersized, right? But we had a good conversation last year with him, and he said, I just want an opportunity. I want an opportunity to show what I can do. And so far I can see why he's trying to do that. And his work ethic is pretty much NHL level now. His details to practice, details to the games, it's pretty much NHL ready. Don't get confused. I'm not saying that he's NHL ready. But, we're looking in those details, how they think, how they eat, how they practice. And, he's probably going to have to beat the odds a little bit. But, we want to give a guy a chance.
Well, I want you to get back to watching the game. I don't want to take too much of your time additionally, but Evgeny Nabokov, Sharks goaltending coach, very kind to join us here. And you're welcome to go watch the game and scout your goaltenders. You got a lot of them.
So there we go. He's kicking me out, guys. There we go.
Thank you, Navi. I got the plug here. I was told from higher ups that you've got to go, but thank you, Navi. We appreciate the time.
Okay,
enjoy the action. Thank you. All right, we're back underway. It's game number 3. Very kind of Evgeny Nabokov to join us as we've got a goal here from that left flank that trickles past Ben Gaudreau. And Team Man takes a 1-0 lead. Goal comes 50 seconds into game number 3 here. So a quick recap on our last game. Team Bopit versus Team Gaudreau. We got goals from Cam Lund and Matthias Haviland to start. And then we need an overtime a shootout to decide it. Here comes Raska given along and swiped into the corner. So Ozzy Weisblatt is the one who scores as Danny Miller's doing the announcement here, Sharks PA announcer. And when he was about to announce the time of the goal, he said, I didn't catch it. 50 seconds in was the time of the goal. Late for Team Man. Blocker save by Ben Gaudreau. Angle shot off the outside of the post. And Ryan Merkley will lay it back down into the corner. Merkley part of Team Man. So Strauss-Man to our left. Ben Gaudreau to our right. Just some interesting notes there from Evgeny Nabokov talking about Strauss-Man. Not trying to get fans too overly excited saying he's ready to play in the NHL, but he said his habits were NHL ready, which is a big deal. And it makes sense for a guy who played last year at the professional level over in Sweden, the SHL. Weatherby had a goal in his first game, as did Ryan Merkley, who just gave the puck over to. Merkley faked the shot and then tried to pull and drag around the defense and lost the handle. Eklund was defending. Outlet feed for William Eklund. Steps into the old zone, works in, and the save is made by Mann with a catching mitt and scooped up by Ozzy Weisblatt for Team Man. Weisblatt through center, over the center stripe with speed, takes it wide, leaves on that left side, little give and go, and what a save there by Ben Gaudreau, reaching out and denies the bid by Philip Biestedt. Under 5 to go here in game number 3. It's Team Man versus Team Gaudreau. Team Man has 3 points, having won its first game in regulation. Team Gaudreau, they picked up a point in a shootout loss. Biestedt down the right wing side. Pulls up, 4:35 remaining in game number 3 here.
89 shot.
Power move by Mark Gallant straight to the net. That's turned aside by Ben Gaudreau. Picked back up by Furlong. Guided midpoint for Biestedt. And Philip Biestedt, impressive so far. We mentioned his size is around 6'4". Skates really well for that size as well, just 18 years of age. Furlong far post, and a backhand chance is turned aside by Ben Gaudreau, able to get over to that right post and make the stop. 1-0 lead for Team Man. Goal off the stick of Ozzy Weisblatt. Koshnikov down low for Raska, 57. Adam Raska up high to the point. Evgeny Koshnikov, angle shot, Raska off that right dot wide. It'll wrap around the wall back to center. So Nick Cicek led all the way back into his own zone. Cicek last year came in on an AHL deal, undrafted out of the Western League, really put together a fabulous rookie season. Cicek shot off the inside of the post, but it banged behind Strauss-Mann and wide of the mark. Cicek signed an entry-level contract this offseason. Extremely lovable character in the locker room. Big personality on Cicek. Really unique story for Nick Cicek. His dad from Turkey. In fact, he represented Turkey in a national tournament as a teenager. Here comes Joyce, right side. Gushchin works in, put it wide on Mann. Under 3 to go, 1-0 lead for Team Mann. Goal by Ozzy Weisblatt. William Eklund with it. He'll shed Beestead. Those two battled against one another as youngsters in the SHL this past year. Eklund with it. Along for Joyce. Joyce on that left point. Hands off for Gushchin. Those two will crisscross. So Team Gaudreau with it. Gushchin takes it straight to the net, works around Mann, and then threw it wide. Picked back up by Nolan Joyce. Now Gushchin for William Eklund. Eklund weaving his way through. Guriev able to poke it free. And Beestead able to carry it to some soft ice on the near wing. Philip Beestead into the offensive zone. Go towards the net, swipe wide. Beestead controls, went to center it in front and then lost the handle. 1:58 remaining here in game 3. Here's a chance for Beestead, point blank, and they score. It was actually Jake Furlong, the one who was able to cash in tight. Furlong taken by the Sharks in 2022 in the 5th round. He played for the Halifax Mooseheads last year in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. One of the top under-18 defensemen in that league last year. As Weatherby into the offensive zone, the 24-year-old played his college hockey in North Dakota. Did Jasper Weatherby. Weatherby's from Oregon, but he spends his off seasons now in Toronto. His girlfriend's from Toronto. It's easier to find good training grounds if you're a professional hockey player in Toronto, as you could imagine. So a 2-0 lead. So Jake Furlong gives Team Mann a 2-0 lead. They're trying to improve to 2-0. Mark Gallant getting the primary assist. Beestead the second here. Here's a chance for Gushchin, point blank. He couldn't tuck it in on the backhand as Mann comes up with another stellar stop. Empty net to our right. Eklund will scoop the puck up. Hands off for Raska. Raska had it poked off of his blade. Eklund inside the blue stripe. Now Gushchin 4-on-3 with the extra attacker. Gushchin tried to give it back along for Koshnikov on the end line. Could not get the puck to him. 40 seconds remaining here in game number 3. Beestead on the far side for Team Mann will shovel it back to the middle third. Gushchin re-enters the offensive zone for Team Gaudreau. A headhunter as it whistles off the shoulder and out of play of Mann, and we'll get a whistle. 27 seconds remaining now here in game number 3. So Team Mann trying to improve to 2-0 and collect 6 points. Strauss-Mann has been very impressive here so far. Mann was signed on April 19th of this year to a 1-year, 2-way NHL contract. Most likely will start with the Barracuda this upcoming year. Haviland from the high slot, put it wide. Down to 11 seconds and an empty net chance. Shoveled up ice by Weatherby is wide. That'll be an icing. With 7.1 seconds remaining in the third. And I say third as in third game. And right off the face-off draw, it's going to be punched back down 200 feet. So that'll do it for game number 3. It's another shutout for Team Man. So Strauss-Mann led her perfect through 2 games. As Ozzy Weisblatt gets the first goal, and that is all Team Man needed. They would score again. Furlong finding the back of the net. So we'll get a dry scrape here. Team Amol versus Team Beaupit. So Beaupit picking up a shootout win in their first game. We'll take on Team Amol. Team Amol lost its first game by a final of 2-0. So we are through 3 contests. It'll be Team Amol versus Team Beaupit, but we will get a goaltending change. So Aiden Spooner will come in. Played last year at Kingston in the Ontario League, a tryout goaltender. Another goalie with good size. He's 6'5" and listed at 210 pounds. Played in 19 games last year for the Frontenacs in the Ontario League. And Owen Millward will come in, a local product from Davis, California. Played for the Vacaville Jets during his youth hockey. And will go into the USHL next year. Played in Janesville last year with the Janesville Jets, going 30-14-0 with a 2.92 goals against, 905 save percentage, and 6 shutouts for the Northern California product. Also played for the Anaheim Junior Ducks. 19 years of age. He too has good size. It's 6'3" is what Millward is listed at. So Team Amon wearing teal will move from left to right. And Team Beaupit wearing white will carry it into the offensive zone. Brandon Coe with it. One-timer by Robbins, and he whistled it off the end glass. Tristan Robbins expected to join the Barracuda this upcoming season, of course, unless he can make the Sharks. Second rounder a couple of years ago. Played his junior hockey in the Western League with the Saskatoon Blades. One of the big storylines during the draft was the trade that the Blackhawks made, which sent Kirby Dach to the Montreal Canadiens during the draft. Kirby Dach was the center iceman in front of Tristan Robbins the year before his draft year. And Dach ended up turning pro, joined the Blackhawks, and that really allowed for Robbins to take over that 1C position. He took off and was taken by the Sharks in the second round. And of course, that COVID draft is here. Bordelot works in. Trying to bank it off the goaltender, he scores. Thomas Bordelot, stick handling his way through traffic, and then below the goal line was able to bank it off of Aiden Spooner. And Team Beaupit takes a 1-0 lead on a goal by Thomas Bordelot. Now, so Thomas Bordelot with a goal. Bordelot, of course, last year, that tantalizing move at T-Mobile, which essentially ended Vegas' season, as here's a chance at a goal for Cameron Lund as he jams it past Millward. And we're tied at 1-1 as Lund keeps up or stays with it and cleans up the loose change. So we're tied at 1-1. Center ice face-off draw, one back to Onyebuchi. So you got to bear with us a little bit. They changed the goaltenders up on us. It was supposed to be Millward on Team Beaupit, or excuse me, Millward on Team Amon, but he is on Team Beaupit right now. And it was supposed to be Spooner on Team Beaupit, and instead he is playing for Team Amon. So we're tied at 1-1. Goals by Bordeleau and then by Cameron Lund. Here comes Spitzeroff. Gets under his man. Backhand scores. Pretty finish for Timothy Spitzeroff, the Vermont product. And Team Bopit takes a 2-1 lead. Hey, excuse me, that's Team Amon who takes the 2-1 lead. Here's another chance for Team Amon. And the save is made this time by Spooner. So back underway, 2-1 lead for Team Amon. Trying to pick up its first victory. Bordeleau has a goal. He'll skate it to center. And Thomas Bordeleau, circumnavigating his way through the middle third, will bring it down the right wing. Bordeleau to the forehand, and he put it off the outside of the post. And it ends up coming back to Spooner, who covers up. So Aiden Spooner will hold on. 2-1 lead for Team Amon. Scott Reedy will step in to take the face-off draw.
70-21-43.
And a shot, and it's into the back of the net. It's past Spooner once again, and Team Amon has a 3-1 lead. And Artemi Knyazev is the one who's going to be credited with the goal. So it's Artemi Knyazev from Ethan Cardwell and Scott Reedy. So 3-1 lead for Team Amon. Mitchell Russo had a fabulous playoffs for the Brampton Battalion. He had 11 goals, 11 assists in 11 games. As here's another breakaway for Spitzeroff, and he scores. He's already had 3 or 4 breakaways, and he's cashed in the last 2, and Team Amon has a 4-1 lead. So Spitzeroff unassisted gives Team Amon a 3-goal edge. This is game number 4. We'll play 6 in round robin play, and then play the championship game. And we're going to get a whistle here, as I think we had Lund go hard into the net. It was Lund. Takes it off its mooring, so we're going to break in the action here. 4-1 lead for Team Amon. Cameron Lund has been impressive so far. He's got 3 goals already, 2 of them coming in the shootout. He'll play next year at Northeastern for Coach Jerry Keefe in Hockey East. And now we're going to get a breakaway for Tristan Robbins. Robbins carries it all alone. Backhand, and he scores. Tristan Robbins cashes in on a breakaway. And he cuts the lead in half. Robbins had 33 goals a year ago with Saskatoon in the Western League in 62 games. Played in a couple of games with the Barracuda the year prior, as the WHL was delayed in its start due to COVID. So the goal for Robbins, assisted by Lund. And Bordelot already has a goal in this game down the left wing. Hatika leaves it in the slot. Bordelot takes it straight in. Tried to chip it past Spooner. And it was shrugged into the corner. 3:32 remaining now in game number 4 as Bordelot back into his own end. Ooh, nifty move. Bordelot got around Coe. Coe had a big smile on his face. Bordelot into the Ozo. Cardwell shot off the crossbar and out of play. Horn sounded, but that puck was off the crossbar and into the mesh. So the face-off draw will be placed to the left side of Aiden Spooner. 4-2 lead for Team Amon. And the face-off draw is won and controlled by Sam Mayer. Mayer's pass taken away by Artemi Kenyazev, right wing side, Reese Lawback. Lawback, the SJ Junior Shark alum. His pass through the paint skips off the corner boards and back to center. Kenyazev back up the right wing side. Artemi Kenyazev cuts back into the slot, blew a tire. Spooner will play the puck back up ice to center. And Lawback will go and retrieve the puck for Team Amon. Taken away though by Lund. Nearly tripped up, keeps his footing in the offensive zone, spins it near side for Young. He's stripped of the puck by Scott Reedy, and Reedy will lug the mail down the right wing side. Reedy, nifty move, and then he was clipped by a back-checking Mayer. Picked back up by Reedy and shoveled wide. 2:22 remaining here in game number 4. It's a 4-2 lead. As Bordelot will scoop it up. He started the scoring off. Re-enters the zone. Works in. Shot blocked and into the corner it goes. Picked up by Lund for Team Beaupit. 1:55 remaining now in game number 4 as there goes the goaltender Aiden Spooner for the extra attacker as Team Beaupit trails by a pair. Coe into the offensive zone. Drops it for Robbins. Stripped of the puck. Hatika, he hasn't emptied that chance as he tried to skate it up ice. And couldn't quite get the shot off. 4-2 lead with 1:30 remaining here in game number 4. Tristan Robbins now with the puck will re-enter the offensive zone. Now Russell. And it's through the 5-hole. It's a goal as it beats Millward through the wickets. And it's a late tally for Team Beaupit. And they're not quite done. They trail by a goal now. It's a 4-3 lead for Team Amon. We'll wait for the official goal scorer as Kenyazev will bake it off the wall, picked up by Coe. Now Cardwell for Team Amon. He'll skate it back to center. 1 minute remaining now in game number 4 of this 3-on-3 tournament. Reedy down the right wing side into the offensive zone. Tried to get it to Cardwell. Comes back to Reedy as he possesses. Skates right in on net. Trying to throw it through the 5-hole. Spooner who made the save. There goes Spooner for extra attacker. Here comes Coe down the wing. His shot and he missed the mark. Brandon Coe for Team Beaupit trying to level the score at 4 apiece. Michael Fisher, the goal scorer for Team Beaupit to get this game within a goal. So it's a 4-3 lead for Team Amon. 20 seconds remaining now in game number 4. Team Amon looking for its first victory. As here comes Mitchell Russell. His move, he scores with 10.6 seconds remaining. Mitchell Russell with a little theatrics is able to tie the score as he beats Millward through the 5-hole. Mitchell Russell last year in North Bay, 41 goals. And he's got a big one here to tie the score at 4-4, so a comeback from Team Beaupit.
Assisted by number 52, Tristan Robbins, and number 43, Michael Fisher.
And the horn will sound. And we're tied at 4, so we're going to another shootout. So Beaupit to our right, Millward to our left. The first shooter for Team Aimont will be Timothy Spitzeroff, who has already scored a couple pretty goals on breakaways. Left-handed shot will move in slowly to the forehand. He ran out of room. Spooner stayed with him and was able to make the right pad save. So Team Aimont 0 for 1 in the top of the first. So Cameron Lund will get an opportunity. He has a couple of shootout goals already. Right-handed shot carries in, scores. Wow, what a snipe there by Cameron Lund as he picks the far top right corner. And it gives Team Aimont a 1-0 lead. Now Ethan Cardwell trying to answer back for Team Beaupit. To the backhand, it rolled on him and he pushed it wide. So Brandy Coe has an opportunity now to win it here. In the second round, Coe works in. Right-handed shot with speed, scores. Beautiful finish by Brandy Coe. He puts it under the crossbar. And a come from behind win for Team Aimont. Excuse me, for Team Beaupit. They get the come from behind win, so they improved to 2-0. Both wins coming in shootouts. So a point earned by Team Aimont. They are now 0-2. So we are through 4 games. They're going to cut the ice once again. And we'll play 2 more games before our championship. So let's quickly go over the records before we go to break here. So Team Beaupit, they improved to 2-0. Both wins coming in a shootout though. So they have 4 points. Team Aimont is now 0-1-1. So they do earn a point, but they have lost in both of their games. Team Man is 2-0. And Team Goudreau, they are 0-1-1. We'll come back in just a moment. We are through 4 games as part of this 3-on-3 tournament. Lots of skill on display. Nice to see a little bit of hockey in the summertime. We'll come back in just a moment. This is a special presentation. San Jose Sharks hockey is part of the 2022 development camp on the Sharks Audio Network.
When you hear coordinated care, what do you imagine? Nurses going viral for their dance routine? Not here. At Kaiser Permanente, coordinated care has nothing to do with dancing and everything to do with quality and convenience. With Kaiser Permanente, you don't have to worry about getting your records sent from place to place because our electronic medical records seamlessly connect all of your doctors, nurses, and specialists. It's so easy, you might do your happy dance. Kaiser Permanente, tomorrow's healthcare today. Learn more at kp.org/thrive.
He scores! The San Jose Sharks Audio Network is on 24 hours a day. Whether you're in the office or on the go, make sure that you download the Sharks SAP Center app, presented by Western Digital, and hit listen anytime. You can also find us on your computer by going to sjsharks.com/listen. If it's a game broadcast, breaking news, or a player feature, the place to find it is right here on the San Jose Sharks Audio Network.
Unlock an easier way to schedule your team of all-star employees. No spreadsheets, no hassle when team members want to swap shifts, and fast substitutions when staff call out sick. With Deputy, it's simple and lightning fast to create and share employee schedules. It's how over 250,000 workplaces are making life easier. From restaurants to retailers, to hotels and healthcare clinics. Ready to up your scheduling game? Go to deputy.com/sharks.
We've all been there. You're not feeling so hot and you want to see your doctor, but you're not so sure you can even get out of bed. Kaiser Permanente gives you care your way. So if you want to see your doctor in person, we can do that. But if getting in the car is the last thing you want to do, that's okay. Just schedule a video visit. Kaiser Permanente gives you high-quality care in person, online, or over the phone so you can thrive. Learn more at kp.org.
Appointments as available and appropriate.
We welcome you back inside Sharks Ice at San Jose. We are through now 4 games as part of this 3-on-3 tournament. We'll play 6 games in total as part of the round robin, and then the top 2 teams will play for the Brian Marchment Trophy, which was just announced before tonight's festivities. We are very pleased and very privileged to be joined by the brand new general manager of the San Jose Sharks, Mike Greer. Mike, first of all, thank you very much for the time. I know it's been a whirlwind for you for the last week and a half, I'm sure. You got hired, then you went into the draft, you've dealt with free agency, and of course the really tough time for the entire organization with the passing of your friend and the friend of many of us in Brian Marchment. But have you had a chance to maybe catch your breath a little bit since even yesterday?
Not really. Not really. It's been a hectic couple of weeks, but it's been fun. I've enjoyed it, getting to work with everyone in the staff, getting to know everyone in the staff and the office and everything in the building. Now topping it off, getting to see the kids on the ice today, it's been good.
Yeah, I want to ask you just about this week as a whole. You know, you go through the interview process, which was long process. You had to come and take hour-long interviews, and then you get the job, which I'm sure was euphoric. Your family's out here. You do the press conference. You have the draft. Then you have free agency, but this is an opportunity to actually see hockey, actually see in the flesh some of your prospects and some of the players maybe even who will compete for jobs at the NHL level next year. Has it been a fun experience being able to actually see hockey live and be able to really ingratiate yourself within the organization and among now your scouts and your development staff?
Yeah, it's been good to see the kids out here. You know, you've read the reports and talked about them, and now to get to see them up close and in person, see how they play, see how they look, see how they move, and see how they interact with their teammates and coaches. So it's been good, and just this week with meetings and things like that, hanging out with the staff and talking hockey, it feels good just to be getting back in hockey mode.
We're talking to Mike Greer, Sharks general manager. Yesterday was a very busy day, I'm sure. I counted since basically the draft, you've added 10 NHL contracted players, whether free agency or through trade. And of course, you had to trade an icon within this organization yesterday in Brent Burns, and I'm sure that was not an easy decision. But if you can, and you can encapsulate it all into your first day of free agency, what was it like to go through all that, and how are you feeling now that you're through day number 1?
I think we're happy with the guys we added to the group. We added some high character, competitive kids that we think will make our team better. And you know, it's always bittersweet to have to move someone like Brent, but you know, he's someone that we still respect and admire. He's going to be a Hall of Fame type player, and you know, I understand his reasons for wanting to go to a place that's got a chance to win a Stanley Cup in the next year or two. You know, as you get older and you know, you start to see the end of the light of your hockey career, and you play to win. You play to win to have a chance to win the Stanley Cup, and that's what he wants. And you know, we're excited for him to have that opportunity.
Mike, I'm going to let you go in here in just a moment as we're about to start action again, and we really do appreciate the time. Next big thing I'm sure on your list is filling out the coaching staff. How do things shake out for you personally over the next handful of weeks, as training camp will be here in no time?
Yeah, it's going to be busy. We got to get through the interviews and coach search. Hopefully we can wrap that up in the next week to 10 days. And once that goes, you know, fill out the roster, then start preparing for training camp and rookie camp, and just start preparing for the season. So I think there's always things to be done, but I'm looking forward to it.
I wanted to ask you about your brother's acquisition of Tyreek Hill this offseason, but we'll save that for another day. Thank you so much for the time. It's been great meeting you, and really wish you the best of luck moving forward in your new role.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate
Mike Greer, the general manager of the San Jose Sharks, very gracious with his time to join us here as part of this 3-on-3 tournament. We appreciate Mike. We'll come back in just a moment. Hockey will continue when we return. This is a special presentation of Sharks Hockey as part of the 2022 Sharks Development Camp on the Sharks Audio Network.
When you hear coordinated care, what do you imagine? Nurses going viral for their dance routine? Not here. At Kaiser Permanente, coordinated care has nothing to do with dancing and everything to do with quality and convenience. With Kaiser Permanente, you don't have to worry about getting your records sent from place to place because our electronic medical records seamlessly connect all of your doctors, nurses, and specialists. It's so easy, you might do your happy dance. Kaiser Permanente, tomorrow's healthcare today. Learn more at kp.org/thrive.
He scores! The San Jose Sharks Audio Network is on 24 hours a day. Whether you're in the office or on the go, make sure that you download the Sharks SAP Center app, presented by Western Digital, and hit listen anytime. You can also find us on your computer by going to sjsharks.com/listen. If it's a game broadcast, breaking news, or a player feature, the place to find it is right here on the San Jose Sharks Audio Network.
Unlock an easier way to schedule your team of all-star employees. No spreadsheets, no hassle when team members want to swap shifts, and fast substitutions when staff call out sick. With Deputy, it's simple and lightning fast to create and share employee schedules. It's how over 250,000 workplaces are making life easier. From restaurants to retailers, to hotels and healthcare clinics. Ready to up your scheduling game? Go to deputy.com/sharks.
We've all been there. You're not feeling so hot and you want to see your doctor, but you're not so sure you can even get out of bed. Kaiser Permanente gives you care your way. So if you want to see your doctor in person, we can do that. But if getting in the car is the last thing you want to do, that's okay. Just schedule a video visit. Kaiser Permanente gives you high-quality care in person, online, or over the phone so you can thrive. Learn more at kp.org.
Appointments as available and appropriate.
So welcome back. We'll pick it up in live action. Shot by Spitzerov, carrying it down the right wing. Kicked away, and a rebound is tucked home by Scott Reedy. And a quick goal just 13 seconds in here to game number 5. So Reedy's got a tally. That's his first. So it's Team Amont here in game number 5. They're 0-1-1. Taking on Team Gaudreau, also 0-1-1. So one of these clubs are going to get off the schneid. So Reedy's got the first goal. Reedy played 4 years at Minnesota before turning pro full-time last year. Onyebuchi down the wing. Ice still a little bit wet after the cut. It looked to stop on Onyebuchi a little bit. Now Raska through center. Rolled in on target and fielded there by Amont. And now Raska trying to tuck it under the bar, and Raska thinks it's a goal. Save was made by Amont. It looked like it was across the goal line. So they have put Aiden Spooner, they've kind of switched the goaltenders. So Spooner had played with Team Beaupit. Now he's playing for Team Gaudreau. 1 minute gone here at game number 5. Eklund taking the drop. Bordelot wins control. And it's pushed along down the left side for Santeri Hatika. Hatika into the O-zone. Lost an edge. Picked up by Chichek for Team Gaudreau, and he'll whip it rink wide. Gushchin into the offensive zone to the backhand, and he shoveled it high and wide. And that puck will head out of play. We'll get a break here. 1 minute and 23 seconds now gone here in game number 5. So game 3 taken by Team Man. They're 2-0. They won 2-0 over Team Gaudreau. Game 4, Team Beaupit came back and won in a shootout by a final score 5-4. Earned 3 points for a regulation win, 2 for a shootout win, and 1 for getting to a shootout. No overtime. As Eklund carries it wide for Team Gaudreau, trying to center in front, and now it's guided along for Thomas Bortolo. Bortolo's got to step on. Eklund works in, and he had to pull the trigger quickly, and he put it over the target. 6:06 remaining now in game number 5. Bortolo turns, twists. That's sealed off by Spooner. And it's back to center. As you can imagine, this 3-on-3 setup, feverish pace leads to lots of odd man rushes. We've seen quite a few breakaways already. .540 remaining here in game number 5. Lawback played it off the wall, picked up now by Team Gaudreau and guided up the near side wing. Nolan Joyce into the offensive zone. Played high school hockey last year at St. Sebastian School. Expected to attend Boston College in a couple of years. A tryout player this week. As here comes Raska into the offensive zone. Checkpoint forward, leaves it. And a big hard shot by Koshnikov. It's turned aside by Zach Amon. Good save there by Amon. Now Haviland down the left wing. He'll spring it along. Muldowney was the one he got it to. And now it's taken back and skated into the offensive zone. Cardwell on Nabucci, charging in on net, trying to receive that pass. Couldn't quite get the shot off. 4:41 remaining here in game number 5. Back to the point, Spitzer off. He scored a couple of pretty goals already so far. Those came in his first 2 games. On Nabucci now, down the right side. 4:25 remaining now in game 5. It's a 1-0 lead. As Cicek carries it in. Team Gaudreau with the edge. Here's a backhander. Eklund opens up Amon and guides it through. And Team Gaudreau takes a 2-0 lead. That's Eklund's first. So Cicek back in his own end.
Team Gaudreau goal scored by number 72, William Eklund.
So the goal by Eklund actually levels the score at 1-1. Lawback, far side, Bortolo bumped up the wall. Hatika. Now Cicek takes a shove from Santeri Hatika. Eklund comes to support. They've given Cicek the primary assist on the Eklund goal. And of course the first goal off the stick of Scott Reedy to get things started for Team Amon. So we're tied at 1-1. Gushchin shot, scores. Daniil Gushchin, a little bit of time and space, is able to put off the pipe and in. Time of the goal at the 4:53 mark. Very excited to see what Daniil Gushchin can do this upcoming season. Most likely will start in the American League with the Barracuda. Of course, it's all dependent on how training camp goes and how the preseason goes. Under 3 to go now in game number 5 here. It's a 2-1 lead for Team Gaudreau. Daniil Gushchin with the most recent tally. So Eklund gets the primary assist. 2-1 lead for Team Gaudreau over Team Amon. Well, Downey will guide it near side for Nolan Joyce. Joyce will circle the wagons. Leaves for Koshnikov. Now drops for Muldowney. He'll carry it back to center. Haviland on that right wing. Now Koshnikov into the offensive end. He'll turn and leave it. Haviland. Koshnikov is huge. Saw him today without skates on, and often it's a little deceiving when they do have skates because it adds to their height, but He is a humongous man at just 19 years of age. His Portillo shot wide. And Gushin back into the offensive zone. Koshnikov listed at 6'6", 205. And he's every bit of 6'6", 136 now remaining here in game number 5. It's a 2-1 lead for Team Gaudreau. So we are going to get a whistle here with 1:32 left now. Face-off will be placed in the neutral zone. Reedy will step in and cross sticks with Eklund. And it's won by Reedy. Knyazev with the puck. Into the offensive zone. And it's taken away by Eklund. And William Eklund will bank it up the wall. Here's a breakaway. And a shot scored. A quick snipe by Nolan Joyce on the breakaway. As an indirect pass by Eklund busts him free. And Joyce snaps it past Zach Amalt. And it is a 3-1 lead for Team Gaudreau. So there goes Zach Amalt. Team Gaudreau with a 3-1 lead. Empty net to our left. Portillo comes on as that extra skater. So Knyazev, one-timer left wing side, is wide by Alex Young. Reedy back far side. Whip to Knyazev and off of his skate. And that was actually Law back on that left flank. Excuse me, not Alex Young. And now it's swung all the way back down the length of the ice. Eklund empty netter, and he tucks it inside the post. And it's a 4-1 lead for Team Gaudreau on the empty net goal by William Eklund. So Eklund in on the last 3 goals, couple of goals, and the primary assist in the Gushin goal. And Team Gaudreau has a 4-1 lead, excuse me. Eklund's actually been in on all 4. A couple of goals, a couple of helpers. That's a good sign for Sharks fans. Now on to Bucci. Right up the middle of the ice. Bumped off the puck and into the corner it goes. 5 seconds now remaining in game number 5, so we'll have one more round-robin game as Team Man will try to improve to 3-0. A 4-1 win for Team Gaudreau. Their first victory, they improved to 1-1-1. And Team Amalt, they dropped to 0-2-1. As we will step aside, come back in just a moment. We'll be joined by Sharks Assistant General Manager Joe Will. Final game of the round robin coming up, and then we will play the championship game as part of this 3-on-3 tournament. This is a special presentation of Sharks Hockey and the Sharks Audio Network as part of the 2022 Sharks Development Camp.
When you hear coordinated care, what do you imagine? Nurses going viral for their dance routine? Not here. At Kaiser Permanente, coordinated care has nothing to do with dancing and everything to do with quality and convenience. With Kaiser Permanente, you don't have to worry about getting your records sent from place to place because our electronic medical records seamlessly connect all of your doctors, nurses, and specialists. It's so easy, you might do your happy dance. Kaiser Permanente, tomorrow's healthcare today. Learn more at kp.org/thrive.
He scores! The San Jose Sharks Audio Network is on 24 hours a day. Whether you're in the office or on the go, make sure that you download the Sharks SAP Center app, presented by Western Digital, and hit listen anytime. You can also find us on your computer by going to sjsharks.com/listen. If it's a game broadcast, breaking news, or a player feature, the place to find it is right here on the San Jose Sharks Audio Network.
Welcome back inside Sharks Ice. We're ready for game number 6 of this round robin. We are very pleased to be joined by the Assistant General Manager of the San Jose Sharks, GM for the San Jose Barracuda, Joe Will. Joe, how's it going? And happy summer to you, although it's not been a quiet summer for you or anybody within the organization.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. It's just great to see some hockey. And you know, we have this camp, our contract signings, free agency, the draft last week. It's been a good run.
Yeah, and it was a very busy couple of months for you before, of course, the hiring of Mike Greer, who has had quite the busy start to his tenure as general manager of the Sharks. But we'll chat a little bit during live action, but we're going to start game number 6 here. And it matches Team Bullpit against Team Man. So a good matchup. They have switched the goaltenders a little bit. 7:40 remaining now as we're just getting underway here, game number 6. We'll have the championship game next. You get 3 points for winning in regulation. You get 2 for winning in a shootout and 1 for getting to a shootout. DJ Hughes with the puck, one of several try-out players this week. Battle along the half wall. Gallant in there. Mayer pulls it free, and now Mayer with the puck along the near side. He'll whip it rink wide. Cameron Lund with it. Part of Team Bullpit. Down the right wing side. He's been impressive so far. Curl and drag. Backhander. Wow! As he finishes it inside that far post. Cameron Lund has already showed off some high-end skill in the games prior to this one. What a beautiful finish.
I think it's 4 in a shootout, 4 plus a shootout goal now, I think.
I don't know if we have an MVP trophy. We've got the championship trophy. I don't know if we have an MVP, but I would say Cameron Lund is right in the mix.
Yeah, I would think so.
That was a beautiful finish in tight as he walked the D-man and then was able to bust it inside the post. Hard open ice, inadvertent collision between Coe and Merkley. Good to see both players with big smiles on their faces. Now Ryan Merkley down the right wing. He'll pull up. Wade shoots and a glove save by Mason Beaupitt. So Cameron Lund gets things started. We are joined by Joe Will, Sharks Assistant General Manager. As Philip Biestead, the Sharks' #1 draft choice in this year's draft just about a week ago in Montreal. In fact, he was selected exactly a week ago last Thursday. As Ryan Merkley takes a two-handed shove from Brandon Coe on the end wall. And Merkley's helicoptered off of the puck. Coe has the size advantage in that battle, as here comes Mitchell Russell, Coe's teammate last year in the OHL. His hard shot off the goal mask of Owen Millward. As Weisblatt back into the offensive zone. His shot over the head of Beaupitt, wraps around the wall back to center. Mitchell Russell, he's got Alex Young down the left flank, got it to him, one-timer scored. Beautiful feed there by Russell over to Young, and Young pounds it home, and it's a 2-0 lead for Team Beaupitt. We are joined by Joe Will, Sharks Assistant GM. Joe, what's really fun, I think, about this week is you get kind of a blend of different players in their career. We have all 9 draft picks. Of course, you had a 9-player draft last year, 9-player draft the year before. Then you get players coming in that you sign, whether to AHL deals or NHL deals, as we pick action back up. And we just saw Mitchell Russell, a guy who's going to come in as an undrafted player. As here comes Weatherby, big power forward down the right flank, pulls up, Wade shoots, and a save made by Beaupitt. Then you've got a guy like Jasper Weatherby, who had a great first year of his pro career, started with the Sharks, played with the Barracuda as well, so a little bit older, a little bit more seasoned, maybe physically a little bit more developed.
Yeah, it's great. Those guys can come in and be leaders at this. When they're in the Sharks and the Barracuda, it's a little different story. When they come down here, they're the leaders amongst these younger players, and it's just good time to play with their peer groups.
Furlong now will take it to the net. He lost the handle. Back to the point, Gallant. 2-0 lead for Team Beaupitt. Team Beaupitt 2-0, both their wins coming via the shootout. So if they are able to win, that means they'll face off against Team Man in the final, if my math is correct. Although I was a journalism major, so we'll take that with a grain of salt. 5:08 remaining now in game number 6. as we'll play for the Brian Marchment Trophy coming up in the championship next. TJ Hughes works his way in. Good stick there. Able to swipe it free. It was Eli Barnett. Big, rangy, 6'6" D-man drafted by the Sharks in the 6th round last week. As here comes Cameron Lund into the offensive zone. Lund shot and flashing the leather was Millward. Good save there. Millward, Joe, is one of 2 local products. Of course, the draft pick Reese Lawback, junior Shark alum, but Millward, a local kid as well from Davis, played his youth hockey here, and now will go on to the USHL next year.
Yeah, it's great to see more and more. I mean, with those 2, Garrett Brown being selected by Winnipeg in the draft, and there's also some other players, getting set up for the next few years. So, the growth of youth hockey is really known here, and just getting better.
Yeah, and hopefully it only improves given the fact this facility is going to grow, which means more opportunities for young kids to be introduced to the sport. Weisblack looks to center. Errantly skips to the point. Merkley will pull it in and skate it back to center to restart. So Ryan Merkley into the offensive zone. Basically split the season down the middle between the NHL and AHL a year ago for Ryan Merkley. 4:02 remaining now here in game number 6. It's a 2-0 lead for Team Beaupit. Fisher now back in his own end. And Michael Fisher through center. Fisher left wing side. He was originally committed to Princeton. It was Michael Fisher. He'll play his college hockey along with Cam Lund at Northeastern. As it's picked up now by Jasper Weatherby, and Weatherby will whip it rink wide for Beestead, who's been impressive so far in his action tonight. Now we're going to get it Furlong racing to the far wing. He'll get to the puck in time. Mitchell Russell was the one racing it down as well, try to get to it, but re-entering the zone as Weatherby is shot low side, or low on the short side rather, is turned aside by Beaupit, recollected by Jasper Weatherby. Now Mitchell Russell down the wing. Russell, he's got Mayer on the right flank, took it himself, pulled the trigger, save is made by Millward and melted down with 3:01 remaining in game number 6. Joe Will, we can't thank you enough for spending a little bit of your time with us. I'm sure you can breathe a little bit now that the GM search is over, but you guys still have lots of work to do. But congratulations on the hire. I think Sharks fans are really, really excited, and they should be, because there's a lot of awesome, exciting stuff in this organization to come. But Joe, we appreciate the time.
All right, thanks a lot, Nick.
2-0 lead for Team Beaupit. Joe Will, Sharks assistant GM, kind enough to join us. We're going to let him watch the rest of this one with the fellas and enjoy the championship game. Don't want to take any more of his time. Guriev with it now. He played in the OHL. Did Guriev in Peterborough with the Petes. Junior team of 1, Mike Ricci. As the shot is off the goal mask of Beaupit, and that didn't feel too good. Beaupit's got to kind of shake the cobwebs. That hit him flush in the goal mask. So Beaupit will get a breather. 2:31 remaining now in game number 6. We'd like to thank all the guests who have joined us so far throughout our broadcast. Most recently, Joe Will. Of course, we had Evgeny Nabokov on as well, and Sharks general manager Mike Greer. Ryan Merkley with the puck, near side Weisblack. Back for Weatherby, shoots and he scores. Nice shot there by Jasper Weatherby over the catching mitt of Mason Beaupit, and it cuts the lead in half. It's a 2-1 score now, as Weatherby has looked sharp so far. So 2-1 lead now after the goal by Jasper Weatherby for Team Man. Tristan Robbins now with the puck for Team Beaupit. And O'Guide went into the corner. Brandon Coe, 101 points this past year in the Ontario Hockey League. He was the overage player of the year, Sharks prospect of the year. Here comes Beestead on a breakaway. And he tried to sneak it through on the 5-hole. And just able to keep it out was Bulpett. He thought it was a goal, and the puck is in the net, but it was waved off. And they said Bulpett was able to hold it out long enough. We'd like to thank our viewing audience on the Sharks digital platforms, and of course our listening audience on the Sharks Audio Network, presented by Western Digital. We are happy to have you aboard. This is the final game of our round robin, and then we will have a champion. At least a championship, as we'll have the top two teams facing off against one another. So Weisblatt with it, right side, Ryan Merkley. Merkley back for Weisblatt. Top right circle, hands off, angle shot, and that was off the outside of the netting of the cage. As a wicked angle on the one-time bid by Jasper Weatherby. So the face-off to the left side of Bulpett. Picked up by Ryan Merkley, controlled by Team Man. Merkley will take it slowly into the high slot. Bump back for Weatherby, and he one-times it home and ties it up at 2-2. Jasper Weatherby with both goals here in this game for Team Man. Weatherby last year, it was expected that he would go back to North Dakota for a senior season, and he really had a fabulous development camp, which led into the rookie tournament in Arizona. And then he ends up making the Sharks out of training camp, and as we mentioned, scored a goal, had an assist in his NHL debut on opening night against Winnipeg. And like any young player, there's going to be ups and downs. He split time between the NHL and the AHL, but this is a player certainly built physically to play in the National Hockey League. One of the oldest players here, and you expect with his experience to really take over, and he's done just that. Here comes Cameron Lund. We're tied at 2-2. Lund trying to give his club a late lead. And a good save there by Millward with 33.2 seconds remaining here in game number 6. So the face-off draw will be to the left side of Millward. Sharks recently announcing their preseason schedule. As a shot off the face-off draw covered up by Millward and melted down. It will kick things off September 25th at the SAP Center against the Los Angeles Kings. Then they'll play Anaheim at the Shark Tank 2 days later. And they've got a unique preseason schedule. Of course, the team will go overseas to Germany. They will take on a professional club in Berlin. And then they will start the NHL season in the Czech Republic against the Nashville Predators. Tristan Robbins back at center, winds up as time is winding down, and the horn will sound. We are headed to another shootout. So tied at 2-2 between Team Man and Team Bulpett. So the first shooter for Team Bulpett will be Alex Young, the 21-year-old from Calgary. He'll carry it in. Waits, and he fired it off target. So now Team Man will get an opportunity. Philip Beestedt will get the chance. Beestedt will carry it in. Wearing number 20. Shot, and the save is made by Bulpett. Bulpett gave him a little glare as Beestedt put in the rebound. Now Brandon Coe, the top of the second. Coe works in. Pulled the trigger from the hashes, and the save is made by Millward. So now Team Man. In the bottom of the second, it's Jasper Weatherby scored both goals in regulation, and he lost it. Puck was skipping on him, and he's unable to get the shot off. Crowd still appreciating the effort there from Weatherby. So now the top of the third. Lund, who has dazzled a couple times already tonight, will carry it in. Lund to the backhand, and one too many crossovers with his stick. Couldn't get the backhand off. So Team Man will have an opportunity to win it here in the bottom of the third. And a shot and a save is made. TJ Hughes was the shooter. Bopit made the save. Will head to the top of the fourth. So Tristan Robbins will get an opportunity. Robbins, 52, right-handed shot, works into the backhand, and he scores. Beats Millward on a forehand backhand finish. So Team Man will have to answer back here in the bottom of the fourth. Ozzy Weisblatt will be the elected shooter by Mike Ricci. Weisblatt shoots, scores. Bopit not quite square to the shooter as Weisblatt able to beat him short side. So now Mitchell Russell in the top of the fifth will carry it in. Russell pulls back on the forehand, and a good save by Millward. Stayed with him, able to reach out that 6'3" frame and seal the left post. So now Ryan Merkley will get an opportunity. He could win it in the bottom of the fifth. Merkley, and he scores. Sinks it through the 5-hole Bopit. And Team Man, perfect. They'll be headed to the final as they win it in a shootout by a final score 4-3. So for the championship, we're going to have a rematch between Team Bopit and Team Man, and we'll come back in just a moment with our final. We're through round robin play, so Team Man will take on Team Bopit in the final. This is a special presentation of Sharks Hockey on the Sharks Audio Network as part of the 2022 Sharks Development Camp.
When you hear coordinated care, what do you imagine? Nurses going viral for their dance routine? Not here. At Kaiser Permanente, coordinated care has nothing to do with dancing and everything to do with quality and convenience. With Kaiser Permanente, you don't have to worry about getting your records sent from place to place because our electronic medical records seamlessly connect all of your doctors, nurses, and specialists. It's so easy, you might do your happy dance. Kaiser Permanente, tomorrow's healthcare today. Learn more at kp.org/thrive.
The San Jose Sharks Audio Network is on 24 hours a day. Whether you're in the office or on the go, make sure that you download the Sharks SAP Center app, presented by Western Digital, and hit listen anytime. You can also find us on your computer by going to sjsharks.com/listen. If it's a game broadcast, breaking news, or a player feature, the place to find it is right here on the San Jose Sharks Audio Network.
Unlock an easier way to schedule your team of all-star employees. No spreadsheets, no hassle when team members want to swap shifts, and fast substitutions when staff call out sick. With Deputy, it's simple and lightning fast to create and share employee schedules. It's how over 250,000 workplaces are making life easier. From restaurants to retailers, to hotels and healthcare clinics. Ready to up your scheduling game? Go to deputy.com/sharks.
We've all been there. You're not feeling so hot and you want to see your doctor, but you're not so sure you can even get out of bed. Kaiser Permanente gives you care your way. So if you want to see your doctor in person, we can do that. But if getting in the car is the last thing you want to do, that's okay. Just schedule a video visit. Kaiser Permanente gives you high-quality care in person, online, or over the phone so you can thrive. Learn more at kp.org.
Appointments as available and appropriate.
Future NHL stars are made in San Jose with the Barracuda.
Back up, BL, one-timer! Score!
AHL affiliate of the San Jose Sharks. And you can be part of every moment of this 2022-23 season.
Jeff BL has his first of the season. It comes on the power play. And the Barracuda have their first lead of the hockey game.
Season tickets are on sale now. To see this family-friendly experience, just visit sjbarracuda.com/pricing.
Shoots and scores! We welcome you back inside Sharks Ice as we are geared up for our championship game. We got through 6 games of round-robin play. And now Team Man will take on Team Bopit as a matchup of our most previous game that was settled in a shootout. We are pleased to be joined by Sharks Assistant General Manager, really oversees many of the scouting elements as well, Tim Burke, longtime member of the Sharks organization. Berkey, thank you for the time. How's it going?
Great. It's an exciting night. It's great to see all the fans back.
It is great to see all the fans. It's nice to see you here in person as well, working with the prospects all week long. This is a fun week. It always is, and now it was a little bit interrupted over the last couple of years because of COVID. But able to get the whole group back into San Jose, many of your young prospects, including your draft picks from a week ago. What is it like to get on the ice and work one-on-one with guys that are so early in their careers?
No, it's exciting. Getting to know the guys and, personally, and then working on certain things and something to build on because you don't see them all the time. So it's a good starting point for a lot of guys.
So what is your approach, your goal when you go into a situation like this? Because every player is different. Are there specific things you really want to harp on? What is kind of the mindset in this week-long event for these players to get on the ice, train, and get all together?
The majority of it's individual skill type of things, and then we incorporate some of the game situations. It's not a conditioning thing or a systems thing. It's more of working on certain things that they can take back with them to keep working on.
Another draft in the books, 9 more players added to the organization. So that makes 3 straight drafts in which you've selected 9 players. I guess more swings at the plate means more opportunity. What do you make of the most recent draft class coming in? How do you feel now that it's in the books?
I'm happy about it. It looks good out here right now, and with a lot of the guys the first time getting them on the ice, but they've been impressive.
Beatstedt's one guy who certainly stuck out. Just strictly off of his size, you look at him, he's a big man, but he can skate quite well as well. You've really seen that on display. What have you thought of his game so far?
Good. Great skater. He's a long beat. He knows where people are. He knows how to play a 2-on-1, 3-on-1 game. He's not an individual type of player. I like what I see so far.
One more before I do let you go. William Eklund obviously is at the top of many Sharks' minds. Played 9 games last year in the NHL, went back to the SHL. It's going to be a big training camp for him. What parts of his game does he need to round out during training camp to try to really push for a job in the NHL, as many Sharks fans hope?
I think he just needs more reps with the older guys. He's been really impressive at this camp. He's at another level than a lot of the guys, and I think he just needs to get in with the big guys and just get used to it again.
You notice too from last year, he's put on some weight. It looks like he looks more physically built. You can even see it a little bit in his face. So playing with men again last year, training this offseason, and obviously he's really excited about what is to come this upcoming training camp as well. Tim Burke, can't thank you enough. We'll let you get back with the group so you can watch this championship game, but nice catching up with you, and thank you for the time.
Thank you very much.
Tim Burke, one of the best longtime member of the Sharks organization, kind enough to join us. Assistant General Manager for the Sharks, oversees many of the scouting developments for the Sharks as well. We'll come back in just a moment with our championship game. It's Team Man versus Team Bullpen. That's all coming up next. This is a special presentation of Sharks hockey from the Sharks Audio Network as part of the 2022 Sharks Development Camp.
The Hilton San Jose is the preferred hotel of the San Jose Sharks and SAP Center in San Jose. Experience something new. Close to home or from across the world, the Hilton San Jose is there for you with memorable offers and experiences. Enjoy the brand new guest rooms with luxurious Waldorf Astoria beds and upgraded amenities. We're committed to creating a safe and relaxing experience, including delivering an even cleaner stay from check-in to check-out. Visit sanjose.hilton.com now to make your reservation. We are Hilton. We are hospitality.
Phones, laptops, and tablets aren't just devices. They're the keys to connecting to your health. At Kaiser Permanente, you can connect faster with video visits and our easy-to-use app. Track your health with access to most lab results and health records. You can even make appointments, email doctors, and fill most prescriptions. Kaiser Permanente. Tomorrow's healthcare today. Learn more at kp.org/thrive.
Appointments as available and appropriate. Features available from Kaiser Permanente facilities.
Score! Timo Meyer gets his first of the year, and a fist pump.
It's everything Sharks hockey in one place.
The crowd is on its feet, and check out the Sharks bench. They're into it too.
It's the Sharks Audio Network, a 24/7 streaming audio platform dedicated to Sharks hockey and the destination to listen to Sharks games. You can find the Sharks Audio Network on the Sharks Plus SAP Center app, presented by Western Digital, and at sjsharks.com/listen. Download the app today to listen to Sharks hockey, plus unique Sharks content all day long on the Sharks Audio Network.
Unlock an easier way to schedule your team of all-star employees. No spreadsheets, no hassle when team members want to swap shifts, and fast substitutions when staff call out sick. With Deputy, it's simple and lightning fast to create and share employee schedules. It's how over 250,000 workplaces are making life easier. From restaurants to retailers, to hotels and healthcare clinics. Ready to up your scheduling game? Go to deputy.com/sharks.
Future NHL stars are made in San Jose with the Barracuda.
Back off BL, one-timer! Score!
AHL affiliate of the San Jose Sharks. And you can be part of every moment of this 2022-23 season.
Jeff BL has his first of the season. It comes on the power play. And the Barracuda have their first lead of the hockey game.
Season tickets are on sale now. To see this family-friendly experience, just visit sjbarracuda.com/pricing.
Shoots and scores!
Phones, laptops, and tablets aren't just devices. They're the keys to connecting to your health. At Kaiser Permanente, you can connect faster with video visits and our easy-to-use app. Track your health with access to most lab results and health records. You can even make appointments, email doctors, and fill most prescriptions. Kaiser Permanente. Tomorrow's healthcare today. Learn more at kp.org/thrive.
Appointments as available and appropriate. Features available from Kaiser Permanente facilities.
We're ready to roll with our championship game. Team Man versus Team Beaupit. Ben Gaudreau will be in the nets to our left. He'll play for Team Beaupit. And Strauss Mann back for Team Man. He was a perfect 2-0 in his first two games. Weatherby, he has been excellent. Carries it in to the offensive zone. Pulls up, does Jasper Weatherby. Back to center. Now for Ozzy Weisblatt. Down the left flank, back Weatherby. Weatherby below the end line. Trying to get away from the defense of Barnett. Weatherby took it to the low slot, lost the puck. Controlled now by Team Beaupit. And Mitchell Russell, 64 in teal. Down that left flank, Russell's shot shrugged aside by Mann. Now Biestedt. Furlong with the puck. Skates at the top of the circle. Good stick by Fisher. It's up and out of play. We'll get a whistle 54 seconds into this championship game. Face-off will be to the right side of Ben Gaudreau. Gaudreau will most likely go back to Sarnia next year in the Ontario League. Tristan Robbins down the right flank. He'll take it wide, trying to get to the net. Got the shot off. Save made by Strauss Mann. Banked around for Biestedt. Biestedt lugs it to center. Over the offensive line. Backhander. Save made by Gaudreau. He'll continue play and hand off for Fisher. Michael Fisher. Leaves it back for Cameron Lund. Lund stick handles his way to the backhand and a save made by Strauss Mann. Indirect pass off the wall. Back through center. It's carried by Team Man. Drop pass Gallant. Shot off that top right circle. Blocked by Gaudreau. Controlled by Lund and skated back into the trapezoid with 6:11 remaining here in this championship game. Mayer. Oh, big open ice hit. He skated right into it as Weisblatt stepped up. And now Gallant on the end wall. Haven't seen a ton of physicality in this game as Guryev's bid is shrugged aside by Gaudreau. And I don't even know if Weisblatt was looking to make contact. Mayer just kind of skated right into him. Coe down the right wing. His shot just missed the mark as it wraps around the glass and back to center, and Eli Barnett will control. Barnett played last year in the BCHL with the Victoria Grizzlies. He's from New Brunswick, so he had to come all the way across the country to play in the BCHL. Eli Spitzroff is expected to play his college hockey at Vermont. There's a shot wide. Todd Woodcroft is the head coach at Vermont. That's Jay's brother. Casper Weatherby with the puck. He's back at center trying to skate away from Fisher. Weatherby protecting the pill. Skates it towards the blue. Hands off left side for Hughes. Weatherby making a change behind the play. Weisblatt will step onto the ice. Hughes back to the point for Merkley calling for it. Ryan Merkley fakes the shot, and then his pass was blocked and steered back all the way towards man in Team Man's end. Hughes with it. Trying to go short side of the backhand, sailed it over the mark. It's poked back to center. Ryan Merkley will control. And Merkley with 4:15 remaining now in game number 7, our championship game, will snake his way through center. Merkley, pass a little bit too strong for Weisblatt. Picked up by Alex Young. Young from Calgary, as we mentioned, he played the AJHL. He plays at Colgate along with his brother, and they've got a younger brother as well in the Young family who is playing in the AJ currently. See if he ends up at Colgate as well. Runs in the family a little bit as Cam Lund along that right wing side. Still a 0-0 score in this championship game as Strauss-Mann makes the save with 3:35 remaining in it. Team Man back through center. Barnett up ice for Brandon Coe. Coe down that right flank. Coe played all of the 2020-21 season in the American Hockey League. As a hard wrister there by Fisher is off the crossbar. And now it's picked up by Mark Gallant of Team Man. And control to finish quickly that thought on Coe. He played the entire year in the AHL only because the OHL never had a season due to COVID-19. He would have been too young to play in the American Hockey League, but was granted that unique status because of the situation that was transpiring in Ontario, and then returned back to the OHL this year. He'll be in the American Hockey League most likely next season, of course, unless he makes the Sharks. Weatherby through center. 0-0 score. Weatherby for Team Man takes it below the end line. 2:30 remaining here in the championship game. Weatherby on the backhand, put it wide, off the end wall. Picked back up. Guriev with it. Taken away by Fisher. And Michael Fisher behind his net will allow for a partial change as Mitchell Russell steps off and Tristan Robbins will step on. 2:02 remaining in this championship game. Still a 0-0 score. Brandon Coe down the right flank through center. Into the high slot. Leaves it for Mayer. Now for Robbins, who is calling for it. Just inside the offensive blue line. Now to the net, he'll take it. Draped all over him was Weisblatt, which certainly impacted the shot for Robbins. Now here's a chance back the other way for Team Man. And a glove save by Ben Gaudreau as he flashes the leather on TJ Hughes. Play will continue as Gaudreau drops it. No goals so far, and we're under a minute and a half in this championship game. Tristan Robbins into the O-zone. His shot blocked. Kicked aside by Mann. Scooped up by Ryan Merkley, and it's a one-on-one back the other way with Eli Barnett. Merkley lifted the stick of Barnett, rolled it in on Gaudreau. You saw what he was trying to do there, just couldn't quite complete the play. And then Coe had a man wide open in Cameron Lund, but he just couldn't quite get it to him. I think maybe his stick broke or just healed the pass. Now Ryan Merkley to the far side. He had a man who was whiffed on. We're under a minute to go here on the championship. Here comes Lund into the offensive zone. Shot Fisher, big rebound, picked up there by Team Bullpit here. It's still a 0-0 score. Fisher in the high slot. His shot over the mark. as Weatherby and Fisher collide into one another. And Weatherby gave him a little cross check, not too pleased with Fisher. Fisher back into the offensive end. His shot, save made by Mann. It'll ricochet back through center. It's been relatively tame tonight, as you would expect, although we did see a fight a couple of years ago in one of these games. I believe it was between Leon Bergman and Zachary Gallant. Alex Young now into the offensive zone. 3 seconds remaining in this championship game, and we're going to go to another shootout to decide it. So the Marchment Cup is on the line. It'll go to a shootout here in this championship game. So Strauss man perfect so far. And we'll see who shoots first. It looks like Biestedt is going to be the one who goes first. Philip Biestedt works his way in. Number 1 pick for the Sharks. Backhander save made by Gaudreau. So Ben Gaudreau able to move laterally from right to left. He makes the stop. So Brandon Coe will get an opportunity here in the bottom of the first. Coe works his way in with speed. Trying to go through the 5-hole. Scores. Just beats man through that 5-hole as it trickles past the goal line. And a patient move there by Brandon Coe to draw first blood in this shootout. So the second inning we go. Weisblatt. He'll work in, and Gaudreau makes the save. So an opportunity for Team Beaupit to win it here. And they'll go with Cameron Lund, who's been one of the more impressive players so far on the ice tonight. Lund, a right-handed shot, will take it wide left. Works quickly now on net, and a save by Mann. Just got a piece of it up near the top of his goal stick. So Jasper Weatherby now will answer. Weatherby will work his way in, has to score to tie. The save is made by Ben Gaudreau. And Team Beaupit is going to take the championship as they score once in the shootout. And they will be the inaugural winners of the the Marchment Cup. And we're going to stick around for the trophy presentation of the Marchment Cup as General Manager Mike Greer, along with assistant GMs Joe Will and Tim Burke, along with the Director of Goaltending Evgeny Nabokov, and Assistant Development Coach Mike Ricci will also be on the ice to award the trophy. If you joined us late, it was announced before tonight's festivities that the winner of tonight's 3-on-3 tournament would earn the Brian Marchment Trophy. And this will be a trophy that will be awarded each and every year. And in seasons past, we've never done a 3-on-3 tournament. But over the last 5 or so years, they've done a head-to-head matchup, Team Marchment versus Team Ricci. So obviously, with what had transpired a week ago, a very somber week, although exciting in other areas of the organization. It's been a somber week because of the loss of our dear friend Brian Marchment. But we will give out the Brian Marchment Award.
It's time now for the inaugural presentation.
As Tim Burke has it in tow, joined alongside by General Manager Mike Greer. And just seeing Berkey walk out of the ice gives you a smile. So the assistant GM's up there along with General Manager Mike Greer. Evgeny Nabokov and Mike Ricci, Sharks legends on the ice as well. So Team Beaupit, the winner. And they had Ben Gaudreau in the nest for the championship game. No goals scored in regulation. It was won in a shootout. So the winning club set to take a photo with the shiny new trophy. Mike Greer in there, of course, named general manager. Just under about 2 weeks ago. He's had quite the active tenure already. But a fun event here tonight. And Brandon Coe, he continues to pick up the hardware. Coe lifts it over his head in celebration. And the crowd loves it. A fun night indeed. And good to get a little bit of summertime hockey in our system. I know we're all jonesing for it. A big thank you to our technical crew for their great work setting up the stream. And our folks with the audio network would like to thank everybody for tuning in, whether you watched on our digital platforms or listened on the Sharks audio network. Happy to have you aboard. Before we do let you go, we want to remind you of a couple of dates coming up. Texie Arena, the future home of the San Jose Barracuda, which is set to open up next month, will have its first marquee event in September. That's the 2022 NHL Rookie Faceoff, which will feature some of these prospects for the Sharks, as well as prospects for the Golden Knights, Arizona Coyotes, Colorado Avalanche, LA Kings, and Anaheim Ducks. That's the first real event at Texie Arena. Single game tickets will be coming on sale very soon. Tickets already available for season ticket holders. Make sure to get your season tickets. Become a member of the Battery for the upcoming 22-23 season. A lot of fun stuff in the hopper for this organization and for its top prospects for the opening of Texie Arena next month. For full details about Texie Arena, the upcoming rookie tournament, and all that is on tap for the Sharks prospects, go to sjbarracuda.com. Sharks will kick off training camp in October. Preseason hockey coming at the end of the month. It will be here in no time. Get a big thanks to Matt Jonas and his entire crew as part of our technical group and all the folks behind the scenes with our audio network. I'm Nick Nolenberger, thanking you for joining us. Our winning team in this 3-on-3 tournament, Team Bullpen, takes home the Brian Marchment Trophy. Until the fall and until we talk to you all again, have a wonderful rest of your night. A good night from Sharks Ice at San Jose.
Unlock an easier way to schedule your team of all-star employees. No spreadsheets, no hassle when team members want to swap shifts, and fast substitutions when staff call out sick. With Deputy, it's simple and lightning fast to create and share employee schedules. It's how over 250,000 workplaces are making life easier. From restaurants to retailers, to hotels and healthcare clinics. Ready to up your scheduling game? Go to Deputy.